Aarshia, welcome to the podcast and thank you for removing all this influencer time to come and spend with me on the show. So primarily, Adudu Thamsa is to get people who are doing something different with their life or doing multiple things and have them come and share their story basically and inspire other people. Because the podcast is the best place, according to me, to bring real stories and communicate. So to start with, maybe you can give them a short introduction about yourself and what you do.
Okay,
Go for it.
I'm glad people care about what I have to say, I guess.
Of course.
But what I do, so I do three things. I have a part-time job at a digital marketing agency.
Right.
I am a content creator. I create content on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. And I'm also a nail technician and entrepreneur because I have a nail studio called Fix My Tips where I do nails for people on my own. And I also manage the business part of it.
And how do you do all of these three things together in 24 hours or 12 hours? I assume?
I think good time management and meditation gives you
Exactly.
that. Yeah. I guess I think you have to be good at managing your
No,
time.
of course.
Not just
Yeah.
even if not only if you want to do multiple things, but even if you just want to do one thing, when you're good at managing your time,
Okay.
you're just able to do so much more, or you're able to be so
Right.
much more efficient with what you're already doing.
I agree 100%. Breaking these three things into three different small conversations. If you talk about you being an influencer, okay, I think, according to me, I consider myself to someone to be average at it. So if I have to see, and always like when people ask me and recommend who they should see in this space, I always give your name. Like, honestly, yeah. So it's like I feel like you've reached a particular benchmark with it. So quickly, if you can tell us how that journey has been, over how much time, and what have you actually done together, because I feel people are struggling with the skills or the information that they need to actually grow their page on Instagram or whatever. Because there's a lot of people giving information out there that may not be actionable or doesn't give those results. So for someone who's been there, done that, what do you think is crucial for people to grow? But you can start by sharing your journey first.
Okay, so to begin with, my journey is basically just that I started modeling when I was 16, 17.
Okay.
So at that time, whatever shoots I was doing, I was just posting photos of those shoots online.
Right.
And then, but at that time, influencering was a thing, but not that big. And so I was just navigating my way through it, just exploring, figuring it out. And then I realized what my niche is, because then I got into beauty and I really liked doing makeup. And then I started putting more makeup content out there. And then I guess once you get into a niche, you realize and you see how your audience responds. So I think it's been a very long journey actually.
Okay. How many years?
I think more than 5 years now.
5 years. And all of it was makeup. Obviously, now you're doing.
Now I'm doing fashion and lifestyle. Yeah. So all of it was not makeup actually. There's a lot of fashion and lifestyle also. But again, I guess in today's day and age, when people everybody wants to be an influencer and there's so
Correct.
many reels
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
that teach you how to grow. And while those reels they do have stats that are relevant and that will help you grow, but I guess building an audience is key, right? And you can only build an audience when you have a niche that is very true to what you do.
Correct.
Because if you're doing a little bit of everything, then it's hard to navigate your niche. And I think the biggest challenge for people today is to find their niche, because there's so much out there and you just want to do everything, including me.
that's
But I
me as
guess to be seen as a certain someone, to be associated like Hamza is podcasting, is
Right,
because
right.
that's your niche and you've pushed it out. You do multiple other things, but you push out your podcast the most. So there has to be that one thing that you inevitably push out because it's true to who you are, and that's how your audience recognizes you, and that's how you build your audience. Apart from that, all these strategies and all you can use, but
Yeah, no, I think I suffered a lot initially because of the same reason. Because I didn't know podcasting was what I wanted to do. I was doing music, dance, putting random travel pictures, and nobody would follow me because obviously it was scattered. And what I realized today is when the first 8 or 10 reels are only about podcasting, they know, okay, his niche is that, and then they follow you.
exactly.
So yeah, figuring your niche is, I think, mainly what you're saying is the first most important part. If I have to ask you about monetizing. So do you direct your audience to fix my tips? Do you direct them to hiring you as a model? Majorly, what do you do?
Oh, so the thing is, it's my Instagram personality as a content creator is different from me as a nail technician at
Okay.
Fix My Tips.
Okay.
So Fix My Tips is my business and that's my baby, but it's not something I push out all the time because my Instagram, I think my audience follows me for my content, which is not nail content. It's beauty
Right.
and
Yeah.
fashion content. So my monetization of Instagram is only through like the brand deals that I do. Directing towards people towards Fix My Tips is something I do, but I do that out of passion. And when I'm talking about something or like I'm talking about a client that came in, whether the client was good or bad. So I do those things, but that's not my aim is not to get the audience to Fix My Tips. It's
Okay.
just to let the
Okay.
audience
Okay.
know that I also do this apart from what you see
It has a
me
separate
as.
page as well, right?
Yeah.
Fix My Tips, so the audience is
Yeah.
there. Okay, got it. So for you to monetize from your, I assume it's mainly just as an influencer, as a model and stuff like that, right? From your own
Yeah,
personal
as a
account.
yeah,
Okay,
correct.
got it, got it. So that's good. In a nutshell, I think figuring your niche is something that even I tell all my clients who come to start their podcast with me, that you need to know exactly what you're talking about. And if you're talking about spirituality in your Spotify podcast, then it needs to be consistent for them to follow you. So niche is correct. Something else that you think is important for good growth on social media?
So I know everybody tells you to follow trends, but I would say don't follow trends.
Nice.
Like I don't know if that's preachy or no. Like you're supposed to do it with, I mean, to like get in tune with the algorithm.
Correct.
But just because something is trending
Doesn't mean
you need to do it. Yeah. So again, that also comes back to being true to what you do and who you are. So that's, I think, one of them. What else? I'm just thinking.
No, you can think aloud. That's
I'm
the whole
thinking.
point of the podcast.
Good
is to think
content,
aloud.
like your
Good
content. The thing is also, if your content is average, you'll know. Like you always know whether you accept it or no. If
Are
you
you saying
put out
from likes, views and stuff, or you're just saying
no,
you know?
no, you know, like if you
You
didn't
know.
do your best, you know, because I think in like my spiritual practice in the art of living, they always tell you to give your 100%, because when you give your 100% to something, whether it does well or does not do well, does not bother you. Right?
Yeah.
The results of something that you gave your all to will not phase you because you know you did the best you could anyway.
That's true.
But when you haven't, you know also. So I guess when if you're getting into content creation as a field and you're taking it seriously, again, most people do it as one of the multiple other things they do.
Correct.
Like me, but
Yeah.
then I had a time in my life where I only dedicated all of my time to my content, which is why it's grown now. So what I mean to say is that even if you're doing it as one of the many things, you still have to give it just as much effort as you would give your primary source of income, because this will also eventually be
Yeah.
a source of income.
Yeah.
So you don't sideline it if you're really serious about it, and put good content. Like even tiny things like the resolution of these things people don't care much about, but it makes a difference. Like
So how much time do you spend to edit one video?
I said okay, so I'm also I love creating content. The editing part of it is not my I do it anyway, but I don't love doing it. So firstly, I'm not the best at it, so I take time. And secondly, I'm not good at it, but I still want it to be perfect. So I take even more time. So to edit just like a 15-second reel, I take really long, like I don't know, 45 minutes.
So then, how
1 hour,
many do you
something.
make? Do you have like a calendar that you follow for a
A
month?
content calendar? No, I mean I do have. I use this app called Preview, so I do know my next 5 posts, but I don't know the whole month.
thing, okay.
But yeah, I guess it. I mean, I'm going to eventually start having a content calendar also.
Okay. And the last question about this part of it is that what part of content creation do you like the most? Like, what do you like the most? Like, you said you enjoy it, but what about it? Is it actually creating the video? If you're, for example, invited to do a review of some place, going to the place, what is it that really gets that dopamine going for you?
The process of
The process?
creating it, yeah. I love the process. I love being in front of a camera, just doing. There's a lot of peace in doing that also. You know it. Like you don't need a friend. You don't need anyone to talk to. It's just you and your camera, and that itself is peace. I like the process.
That can be super dark and go the other way
No.
also, but
No, but you know what I'm
just you and the
saying.
camera. But
Yeah, but you know,
yeah,
it's
the
just,
process.
I
agree,
love the process.
100%. Like, when I started out, the reason why I went into audio first because I was conscious to be in front of the camera, but then I realized that, like, who gives a shit?
It's so immersive
Yeah,
also, right?
yes.
Like you don't think of anything else when you're at it. It's just you and what you're doing.
100%. Now it all comes into perspective now that you see it. It's the first time I'm actually actively talking to somebody about my work in content creation. My friends don't care otherwise. But good. We can go on to the next part, which is your business. So, as a solopreneur, how do you manage it? What were the, let's say, the first, when you had the idea of starting Fix My Tips, what was the first 3 steps that you took? I'm asking you this because majorly the people watching are people who want to pursue entrepreneurship and they don't know where to begin with the idea. When you go to business school, they tell you that test the market, XYZ, very theoretical stuff. What did you do? Like the first 3 steps you took at Fix My Tips?
Okay, so I think for a budding entrepreneur, most people already tell you this, and so maybe you overlook it because everybody's telling you just go for it, right? Everyone says just go
Just
for
go.
it, but what does that mean? And even when you say just go for it, in your mind you'd be like, but there's this and there's this and there's this, but there will always be something that will hold you back, right? Not everything will be clear as
True.
day. Like it has to. So the thing is, when people say just go for it, if I were to actually break it down, just go for it actually means that you need to put it out there now. And most people have an idea, but it doesn't fructify, right? You don't bring it to life because you think, oh, but this, but that. But when you're really serious about it, you write it down. Firstly, you start journaling. That is like the first thing.
Okay.
And also journaling, not just spiritually, but also when you write something down from your mind, when it's on paper, it's more real.
Right.
So like you can actually now figure your way through. Now I have this idea, but I don't have space, but I don't have the money, but I don't have this. Okay, now there are 3 ways to figure point one. There are 3 ways. So I guess you start writing down your ideas and you start writing down your ideas and how you will build on them. And then of your 3 or 4 ideas, you find out that okay, this one is more doable. So when someone tells you just go for it, it's not as vague as it sounds. It also means you literally start that very minute or that day itself. You start putting it on paper, and that's how you also bring it to life.
Okay. So I would say that that's the pre
Number
part
one,
of it.
pre
Like the
part
first,
of it, the first part of it.
The second one would be
The
according to
second,
you?
after like you've figured your logistics and after you want to start, then again also before that you're passionate about it, right? Because you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And then when you start, I guess you just learn along the way.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of things that no one tells you. Like people will not tell you how to deal with a client that's very rude.
Right.
People will not tell you how do you change an error that very second. I guess that's what entrepreneurship teaches you, to deal with issues in the real world, in the moment.
Correct.
We all have problems that we can go back to and solve later. But when you have a business, you have problems in the now and they have to be solved in the now. So
Okay.
that's like being pushed into the water when you don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, you can read books, but you can't read a book on how to swim.
Yeah,
Like
that
you
reminds me
need.
of my first podcasting client who I think I charged $5,000 to.
Wow.
And I told him exactly what he's going to get. There were 5 deliverables that included everything and to the detail. And I remember in the 3rd or 4th step of the entire process of starting a podcast, he was like, this is what you've given me. This is not what I want. And he expected a lot in 5,000, right? So that was my first ever proper business learning, that even after, like, there's always going to be that gray area. There should be full clarity and paperwork as to what you're going to offer. And you should have systems also taken that feedback so that you don't make that mistake again with a client. That was my first time like dealing with a, you can say, upset client.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the job I think is where you learn the most.
You're learning on
and
the
going
job.
into the process.
Yeah.
So that was 2. And what do you think is the third one after that?
The third one is to actually not take it very seriously.
Okay.
Am I saying very preachy things? Like,
No,
are
not
they
at
not?
all. It's
Because
good. It has a lot
I
of
feel like
contrast,
when
I
you
think.
take things, this is not like,
Yeah.
I'm not an entrepreneur telling you how, I'm just like telling you
Yeah,
things in the.
yeah.
So I think don't take it extremely seriously. Like obviously you love it, but when you take something very seriously, in the sense that you start seeing it as a task or a problem that
You
needs
don't
to be
enjoy
solved,
it that
you
much.
start seeing it as stress.
Yep.
And stress is something that you don't act on in the moment. And so when you don't act on in the moment, you're thinking about it and it's bringing your energy down, right?
Right.
So when you start seeing work as stress, you don't enjoy it anymore. So you began a gig because you were passionate about it, but then you started seeing it as work and you started taking it too seriously, and then it became a task which was stressful, and so now it's not as enjoyable as it was. But when you still see it as just as fun, like, hey, it's a client, but I love podcasting and I'm going to do
Yeah.
this. When you're not as serious about it, you're more at ease, and when you're more at ease, you're able to deliver better.
Great. Yes. This is like you putting mindfulness and meditation and spirituality into business and actually telling you how to think about it, which I like.
Because it's a part of
It's good to
everything.
hear stuff like this. Like I'm tired of like
Balance sheets.
yeah, cash flow and this and that, and people actually telling you on Instagram how to run your business. It's good to be a little more practical at times and like not think so much about it, which is great. Diving into a little bit into your whole meditation, the art of living journey. How did you get there? Like, how did you reach this part of your life? Like, I think it's very recent, right? Or it's been you've been
I started putting it online more recently,
Okay.
but I've been into it since a while.
Okay.
So I've always been inclined towards mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do meditations like years ago also, but very short, like those 10-minute guided meditations.
Yep.
I would do that, and I did have like my like tiny rituals that I did, but again, yeah, the getting deeper into it has been more recent. I'm more serious about it now
Okay.
than I was before. In the second lockdown, online there was a series called Heal Through Breath by The Art of Living.
Okay.
And Heal Through Breath was like a 7-day meditation challenge. Like not a challenge, but just like a thing that you follow every day for 7 days. And I did that and I really loved it. And the first part of the Art of Living is to do the happiness course.
Okay.
And I already knew someone that was like that had told me to do it in the past. And then this came my way, and I loved it. And so after the lockdown, I guess when the lockdown opened up and there were offline courses,
Okay.
the first offline course that happened, I went for it.
Okay.
And so in the happiness course, they teach you this really powerful breathing technique called the Sudarshan Kriya.
Okay, heard
So
about it, yes.
yeah, so you're in your breath, human beings say it's so hard to let go, but don't people say like let go, let go, let go,
No.
and they teach you how to let go.
Yeah.
But in your breath, you're letting go every day, all the time.
Right.
Right? So basically, the art of living works around a model that basically is heavily um, situated around your breathing, because your breathing is everything. And so
Okay.
the Kriya basically helps you through that. It releases your grief, your trauma, all of it. And these are not just claims. There's also like scientific studies on how
Yeah,
it
of course.
affects you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really helped me. And I think also being consistent with your practice. So not just the art of living, but if you're doing any other meditative practice, but if you're doing it, I think every day, it just makes the world of a difference, right? You've also noted, you meditate,
Yes,
right?
yes. I try to be more present and mindful and do it. I'm struggling recently. Otherwise, there was a time where I was like doing 15-20 minutes every day of like meditation, mindfulness. Back, I think in November, when I was in Goa, I went for sound healing, and that was like one of my life-changing experiences. When I did sound healing, I opened like my chakras, and at the end, this musician friend of mine who sort of hosted there, he actually played some of the mantras that we have in Hinduism, and he did that to open some of the chakras, and I was like, oh, what is this that hit me, because the sound of that and pan and like everything together, the guitar, the music, even the way they were saying the mantra, like it like had like an emotional outburst in a way. So that was my first time I realized that there is something going on here and I need to dive deep into it. Then again, I had an experience at the Osho meditation, which has 5 stages. Again, like a breakthrough in that, like something happened at the end and I was like, dude, like I need to dive deep into this. So then I made it a point that, every month I try to like speak to people or like get more into this and ask. So I have a lot of friends now from Life Plugin, this event that I go to, people like you, I talk to, try to know more about it and experience it more. Now I think again on like this weekend, Moon Village has sound healing, which I'm thinking of going for. So try to experience more to understand more, that's the thing. But also what I want to ask you is, like for me, there was a particular reason why the first time I decided that I need to do it. Was there any particular event or moment in your life where you're like, this is crucial for me? Being mindful is crucial because maybe I'm just living my life without thinking where I'm going, So is there a particular reason why you got into it?
So I was actually always inclined towards it, but again, most people find spirituality in the darkest times of their lives.
Yeah.
Most people find it when they're looking for answers or when they're at the lowest. And so I did have like a very unexpected loss, and that was huge, and and I was dealing with it fine, but I knew that like grief is very burdening and it stays with you forever. But I guess when I found the art of living and when I found this practice, it really did heal me. Like it really, and the thing is, you only go back to doing something when you see the results, right?
True.
Like you want to gym more because you see your muscles getting bigger. So I want to meditate more because I see myself getting calmer. I see myself dealing with situations differently. So I guess that helped me. Yeah, it helped me through like a loss, but also helped me in many other like ways of my life. Made me more calm. I used to be very restless. Restlessness is not the best. It's not bad. You sometimes need that drive. But I guess I used to always think, you to get things done, to be a hustler, you have to have some restlessness in you. You have to like go out there and be loud and you need to like run and run. But, you can be very calm and very at peace with yourself and at ease and still get just as much work done or more.
Absolutely. No, I agree to that a lot.
And it takes you a while to realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a realization recently, but again, saying it and doing it are two different things. You need to sort of
You should come
get
for the
that into your
happiness
lifestyle.
course.
No, for sure. It's on my list of all
amazing.
these things that I have to. I think someone should get into it because how much ever they may say, the first statement was always like, my thoughts are not allowing me to do it. And they don't understand
Everybody
that,
says
how
that.
do you like, you don't have to deal with it only.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if someone has to start, what do you think is step one? Like what should they do?
Can I say?
But yeah.
So the step one is to put the intention out there in the universe, saying, I want to truly do this. And when you want to do it, you text me and I'll send you a link to the course.
That's what you say? That's what you say to them? Like to start it?
You want to start? You tell me. I will connect you to teachers who'll teach you.
What if they don't want to like
get through an organization?
What if they just want to do it at home?
Okay, then there is an app called Insight Timer. It's not an organization. It's just Insight Timer. If you're feeling happy, there's a meditation. If you're feeling sad, there's a meditation. If you're feeling restless, there's a meditation. If you don't want to download an app, just open YouTube and type 10-minute guided meditation. Easy. It's so easy. That's all you need to do.
So that's amazing.
Okay. Everybody who says, I want to do, but I don't have time. I'm so intrigued about all this, but they don't do it. They're just excuses. You don't have the time. There are 2-minute meditations also. You have to start somewhere.
That's where I started. So 2-minute meditation is ideally where you should begin and then build that patience. It requires patience, but when you, I think, see the bigger picture of where all this will lead you, it'll really help you out. Majorly, this is what I wanted to ask you. You said you want to ask me questions. You can ask me now. I think I'll add some flavor to my podcast also. If you have anything.
I do, yeah.
Ask me.
So should I start with like being nice to you?
No.
No, but I'm actually no, but I think it's very cool that you're doing something that's non-conventional. I also love meeting people that are doing non-conventional jobs because it's so different. Like how many people do I meet in my life that tell me, hey, I'm a podcaster, nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? So it's very cool that you found this for yourself.
Thank you.
And you also do multiple things, right?
In terms of like around in terms of hobbies and stuff or work?
No, in work-wise.
This agency is one of it, Mocha Media, where we kind of find people from low-income backgrounds who have a particular skill Shout out to Akash, a videographer. So he basically, I found him at the gym, and then he comes and he records this podcast, and then he talks to more people. I currently have an editor based in Delhi who's doing my work, similar background. So where we try to get is try to give people opportunities and then take their skills and grow businesses. That's one thing that I do. In terms of work, podcasting, yeah. As I said, I like to connect with people, and automatically I feel creating a network of similar minded people, you get all the right opportunities. So work wise, yeah, that's mainly what I'm doing right now.
How did you come up with the name Mauka?
Chance in Hindi is mauka, opportunity, and I think that's just the one thing that you need to give somebody. Like, you don't need to give them your capital, you don't need to give them your resources, you just need to give one guy or girl one chance, and if they can capitalize on that and they have the skill, then they have a new career for themselves.
That's very cool.
That's the whole idea behind it. Yeah.
And what is it like teaching children? Because it sounds so fun and all, but I know that, I mean, I deal with children too, so I know it can sometimes be a task. It requires a lot of patience.
Yeah.
But you also learn things from them, and you also realize how different we were when we were younger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So do you enjoy that, or like, do you see it as work, or is it also passion based?
It is passion based, with the sole reason that the first time when I ever went for my lecture and I completed it, and I went home and I got a call from the principal, and she was like, they're really influenced by you, and they want you to come back every week to us because they think they've learned a lot and they relate to you, which was the most important to me. And that basically means that whatever I sort of impart in that classroom, the kid takes it back home and it becomes a part of his life. So you're shaping someone's life, and I don't think there's any bigger opportunity or goal that somebody could have, according to me.
Yeah.
Everything else comes after that for me. And the best part about it is, like, when I had my last event and the kind of things they had to say about me, sometimes when you go back home and you're on your whiteboard writing what you achieved in life, and then when you remember the things those kids have said about you, that was the main driving force for me. So that way it's a big blessing. But yeah, it's difficult, and I have a lot of gratitude for my teachers now, because I know the shit that they have to go through to deal with kids. Again, they are 11th and 12th graders, so not like the chota bachas, but they are good people, and the relationship at the end of the day that I have, they all know that they can call me for any life advice or any kind of problem that they're having. They can always reach out to me. So I think that's the best part about it.
I love that. I think that's
Yeah.
very cool. And what about your spiritual journey? Like, where do you stand right now? When was your first experience with meditation, and how do you incorporate mindfulness in your everyday life?
Wow, what a structured question. I think you're my next podcasting client. We'll start one for you. Very well structured, I have to tell you that.
Yeah.
So I don't remember when it started actually. I think that's pretty hazy. I think it was on a school trip or something where we were preparing for our boards, and one of our teachers introduced meditation to us to concentrate better while we had our math lecture. But it's mainly, I think, my major awareness about this whole space, whether that's spirituality, masculine, feminine energy, the play of that, mindfulness, plant medicine, all of this has come very recently, maybe last year, where I had this Osho dynamic meditation experience. So I tell a few people about it. A lot of you may not know. You can go and Google and search what happens. Basically, it's like a 4 or 5 stage meditation, if I'm correct. Yeah. In one of the stages of the meditation, which I don't remember, don't get me on the technicalities because it's been a while, but you're basically, with your hands up, you're jumping and you're breathing out. I think it's the 3rd or the 4th stage, right? Where you basically are in a space where you're not present physically. Your eyes are shut, you're jumping, time is passing, and you don't realize what's happening. And how it started, and my breakthrough was there, that I started doing it. I was in the center of a very big hall, and I started doing it, jumping. It's 15 minutes. At the end of the 15 minutes, I was at the other corner of the room, of the hall. And this hall was full of 200 people, and you're blindfolded. So you can imagine the presence it would take for somebody jumping in the middle to reach the corner without banging into anybody if you're blindfolded, right? So that was the first time I realized that there are energies around you that you don't have control over yet. You can get control over if you become more mindful about it. And my manifestation journey and everything has become a very important part of this, because whatever I think I want to do, I try and get it into my day-to-day life, write about it, think about it all the time. I have audio affirmations that are running all the time, whether that's before sleeping, walking to the gym or whatever, that I'm continuously playing, and that's helping me so much in building that abundance mindset of mine that I didn't have before. Like, I had a very narrow mindset. But after introducing and mindfulness and spirituality into my life, it's really changed the game for me. Like, I see the world from a very different perspective now. So I think that's been the major breakthrough for me, and I think I'm gonna like dive more deep into it after. I have certain goals for myself currently, which I know when I complete, I have more space to allow this to enter into my life. So yeah, that's the plan.
Wow. And how did you get to Osho? Like, how did you start that? What pushed you to
So it
doing
was
that
part
class?
of the entire curriculum of an event that I went for.
Okay.
So on day 2, I think it was part where there was a particular facilitator who was doing it. So it was part. So I was going there to experience it. So I was going to do it. I knew that. But going into it with like that mindset, like that openness, that I surrender is very important. If you don't surrender, you'll never
Yeah.
get any good experience in life, I feel.
I
So
agree.
yeah, that was the major breakthrough.
What is your favorite
Another question.
affirmation?
Okay. My favorite
Sorry.
affirmation.
Yeah, because I mean, I just found out you do affirmations.
Okay. So I found this very nice one on Instagram that this lady was doing. I think she's an affirmation coach, is what she calls herself, and I found that to be very interesting. Uh, because I thought I never knew you need a coach for something like that.
Yeah,
you know.
same,
So
yeah. I'm just finding
yeah,
out.
yeah. So it basically was an affirmation. I don't verbatim. I think it was that. Uh, okay, God, tell me how good my life could get, or something like that, or show
Yeah,
me the best
sure, yeah,
my life could get. I think that's the
yeah,
affirmation. So I'm not very, I'm not the kind of person who takes that one thing and sticks by it. For example, today I feel a little gloomy or sad about my relationship with someone. I write about that. If tomorrow I feel about my monetary things, I write about that. So that's how I change it, and I play with my affirmations if I have to say it. Because again, it's on the whole experience. Like, people don't understand that. They feel like you'll get something set, you'll do it, you'll get the result. Things don't work like that. You build and you make your own stuff. I have so many of my own affirmations that I make that I don't follow.
yeah.
So it's wholly and solely based on what you're going through currently in life. Yeah. What's your favorite affirmation?
Everything is in divine and perfect order.
Everything is in divine and perfect order.
Or I trust my divine timing.
Okay. And how you write this down?
I write it down. Yeah, I think about it.
Okay. Can you
It's
tell me the
just
first
about
one again?
alignment. Everything is
Everything?
in divine and perfect
Order.
order. Or divine and perfect alignment.
Yeah.
Because you
Is
have to be
something
aligned to everything, right?
correct.
In your time, like your divine timing is very real, right?
Yeah. No,
So,
absolutely.
and that also, this affirmation is also somewhere linked to surrender.
Yeah.
Because when you trust your divine timing,
Right.
you're not worried about
Yeah.
making things happen because you know they will
And
inevitably
anyways, you have
happen.
a timeline, right? And you're
Yeah.
going to get what you want at that time only.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah.
surrender and have the patience and know you'll get it, I think you might just get it quicker. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it from your questions. I don't think she needs to ask no questions
Okay.
because this is my podcast. So yes, Arsha, thank you
Oh
so
my
much. Is there
God.
any call to action you want to give them? I know you're not that kind of a person, but if
CTA.
there's something you want to tell them about the art of living, how they can get there, or if they can connect with you or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. So, if you want to start your meditation journey, you should definitely do the happiness course.
Okay.
And again, it's not like, you can try it for yourself. It's not an enforced thing at all. If
Right.
you like it, you continue doing the kriya. If you don't like it, it's fine. You can always like just put it on Google, saying the Art of Living Happiness course, and you'll
Okay.
just get a list of places where the course is happening. But if you're in and around Bombay, then you can just drop me a DM and I'll help you with links of teachers that are doing the courses.
That's perfect. Are you planning on become a mentor or something there?
Like a teacher,
teacher?
I mean, I'm on my journey. I don't think I'm there yet, but
Okay. Fair enough.
inshallah in the future.
Okay,
Maybe if
amazing.
it
Good one.
happens.
Thank you so much for being here.
Tell them to follow Fix My Tips in my page.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. That's the call to action. Tell them they'll follow
Okay,
it.
you guys should definitely follow Fix My Tips and Aarshia Siddique on Instagram.
She just had to do that.
I was just being weird.
इतना अच्छा mindfulness पे you give
No,
ज्ञान
but
and you're
you
like
know what?
following.
At the church ka board, it says wisdom ends where boasting begins.
This one. So that even they
But
can
yeah, but it's not me boasting. It's me being humble and telling you to
Yeah, of course.
like
I would
follow
say
me.
follow because there's so much good content and stuff to see. That's about it.